Good evening, and welcome back to Savannah by Night here on Knights of Silvermoon. Whew, it's been a couple of weeks. Do apologize for the breaks, but sometimes they're needed. It is, however, not the only show on this channel. We do have Age of Innovation, which is the continuation of our previous Age of Myth shenanigans, which is some sort of virulent nanomachine hilarity taking over the universe one person at a time. Don't worry about it. I'm sure there was no watching of the thing in between campaigns. I'm sure it's fine. And then on intermittent Fridays, we do have Martelli Star Wars campaign, which just is getting a new cast of characters, as I understand it. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
That's right, Graham. This Friday and this Friday only, you get to experience for the first time all of our new characters, except for Shanks, who did manage to survive, in spite of the fact that he said the entire game several times. You go back and count, there's more than five
He'll go
times.
down with the
I
ship.
know I'm going to die this game. I know I'm going to die this game. Everyone else
Meanwhile,
died.
secret pictures of
He's
deals
fine.
made with Aaron.
Maybe. It's
Mm.
possible.
And as appropriate, on Sunday, we have a Lore Dumplings post campaign for Age of Myth, which I'm sure might have one or two implications for Age of Innovation. I can confirm nor deny the potential truth fact. I'm sure it's fine. Nobody really knows. And then on Tuesday, Dreamy, do you have something going on that night?
Yes, I am in a D&D game over with our friends on Top Down Tabletop called Embers and Arcanum. Yesterday, we found out what happens when you're in the blast radius of a ley line. Spoilers, it ain't good, but nobody's dead yet, so could be
So
worse.
no cast shake up yet. Okay, just
Not
making sure.
yet, but we did meet someone.
Shanks will avoid that one too.
Oh, it wasn't Shakes this time, surprisingly.
Hmm.
Again, there's a big asterisk with yet next to it,
Mhm.
so.
Fair. Well, we do have one small announcement, a little bit sad. We will be saying goodbye to one of our fellow players for the time being, as Tara has some scheduling conflicts coming up. But just because this is the final session for the character does not mean this is the last time we see the player. You've obviously been on the channel for a good long while, friend of the channel as it is. I'm sure in an upcoming, maybe Giovanni related one shot or two, we might see them again. I can confirm nor deny that hilariously awful truth fact. But we'll see. But if there's nothing else, I think now is time to tell a fucking vampire story. Last time on Savannah by Night, Kate gave her primogen, Noah Halsey, an update on her progress in her job shadowing her more firmly established clanmates. From there, he elicited from her an in-depth assessment of her fellow neonates and gave her a clear warning on keeping her priorities and loyalties in the correct order. Having not quite impressed the sheriff with her resume, Cora sought out Edward to try and expand her capacity as courier outward. The Ventru and his partner in crime, Lila, had a different idea and floated the possibility of pulling the junior Malkavian into a life of crime. After all, every proper heist has a getaway driver. Artem consoled Chris in her distraught state and, eventually, managed to get her to tell him what happened. How after finally getting some semblance of freedom, the first thing she did with it was pick a fight with someone she didn't like at Elysium. How she wanted to rip them to shreds over the tiniest perceived slight. Even though she didn't carry through with it, she was clearly upset at herself. Harlan facilitated Poppy's introduction to Lachlan Montrose, the sire of both Bobby and Tylene. It swiftly became apparent how the man could be both a darling of the art world and its worst, most cult-like example. Poppy, all too soon, pleaded with Harlan on a psychic level for him to give them an excuse to leave the conversation. Once she gathered the other neonates at the now familiar gazebo, Cora asked for help with feeding, specifically in having a partner to go with her and show her how they feed. Perhaps to her surprise, everyone was more than happy to make the time, and each gave her an upcoming evening to hunt in pairs. Artem pulled Poppy aside to get the more e-tail-aware Toreador's help on a little gift spree. Little tokens of appreciation for the people that have helped him transition into Savannah when they could have just as easily left him to wallow and languish without their support. Poppy was more than eager to assist in that endeavor. After a bit of sharing their favorite movies among the group, Kate noticed that Chris was far more quiet and low energy than she normally is. Barely holding eye contact, Kate managed to walk the young gangrel to the dock as the group was dispersing. The resulting heart-to-heart induced Chris into admitting to her that she almost eviscerated Ellie on Elysium grounds. Whether or not it was smart for her to share that, it would be up to Kate in the coming nights to decide if it was right for Chris to trust her. But before we get to our next night, I'd like to catch up with one of our Nosferatu. Last we saw was actually just after that interaction with Chris. Tense, terse, on the cusp of physical and blackmailish violence. And then you proceeded to find some place on Wormslow grounds to scream your lungs out. How you doing?
For the sake of the viewers and listeners, I will not reenact the scream. Mostly because I don't think many mortal ears would understand it. And I don't want the dogs barking again. But yeah, Ellie is currently as once they get about as far as they can, they start pacing back and forth along the water. A lot of some of the fear that they were feeling coming out in now as anger. Some of the rage then going into how do I fix this, and then the smarter part of them going any attempt to fix this will cause more problems. and then a continued spiral of seeing what they can do to just get something out. They don't know what, though.
Impotent rage, if we're being honest with ourselves, is something we've all dealt with. Impotent grief, where we feel hopeless and helpless to correct or remediate the situation we're in, or at least our feelings about the situation. As Ellie progresses through that rash of emotions, how long do they stay there before they eventually leave and head back to the Warrens?
Long enough that they think that enough. Well, I'll give an exact time. Maybe an hour or two.
Mm-hmm.
And then the attempt to get back is whatever route will give them the least contact with anyone nearby.
Easily done. The benefit of where Wormslow is that once you are on the road proper, it's late at night. The mortal populace is typically asleep.
Sorry, what I was saying was the route from where Ellie was pacing to their car. whatever route gets him less contact.
Once you get into the parking lot, there's not going to be anyone really there. Most people, by the time they leave the building, they're not interacting with each other. They're getting in their cars. They're heading out. The most interaction you're going to have is at the gate.
Oh, God.
Where they're more scrupulous or suspicious upon entry. They're all too happy to see people leave. There is no further interaction beyond being waved through.
Thank God I was not in the mood for Julius.
He's never in the mood either. When you get back to the Warrens, do you try to just bury your face in the pillow, trying to shut out the events of the evening? Or do you try to toil and tinker away the frustration?
I think Ellie initially tries to tinker, but finds themselves too spent to be able to do that.
So eventually you do yield yourself to the day sleep. However long it takes to actually pass out is variable, but inevitable. With the fresh memory of naked aggression, the feeling of perhaps failure, to be a wave crashing upon the rocks and unsettled as you left your conversation with the prince. That feeling of the strobes as you try to panic your way through a crowd. These little thoughts follow you into your day sleep. The usual haze follows. The random gibberish and the large swaths of nothing. Until just before waking, the cruel silence of deafening bass. Strobe flashes punctuate your pursuer getting closer in rapid yet lagged snapshot updates. The glint of steel, the splash of blood on brick beneath the night sky devoid of stars. Teeth and weightlessness, pain and shock, grief, frustration, rage, the fire, the screams. A pleading, ruinous face. And you wake. And we'll get to your reaction of that a little bit later. But for now, everyone here, you are starting a new night, which means a bit of bookkeeping. Now, I have to incorporate something into that because I've been a bit remiss and I've been doing it in our Discord. But as a new night starts, you have gained 2 experience. We'll go through and update properly how much total you should have, regardless of how much you've actually spent. We'll do that offline. A reminder that you regain 1 willpower automatically. If you need to regain more than that, now would be the time to provide an argument. Does anyone need to correct a deficit? No? Okay. Blood expenditure. Reminder that just waking up, you spend 1. If anyone is planning to be around humans and does not have a relevant merit, now would be the time to spend more. For Ellie, that's more of a choice as well for Tara, because due to potential gifts of your clan, you can make yourself look however you want, provided you have that skill set. Is there anything anybody would like to bring up as part of waking up? You do have individual scenes. I have things written for each of you in terms of starting your night, but if there's anything you want to bring up that is very pressing, that would be a good time. No? Okay. Let's get on with our night proper, shall we?
I have 2 texts to send out. I don't know if that's part of what you have for me.
We can deal with that when it gets to your scene.
Sounds good.
But thanks for checking in. Tabby. Hi. You've been given some tasks recently. Some for testing and increasing your skill set. Some for checking in with certain individuals around town. And some for padding your resume. But as you are waking up in, well, your home, what is the first thing you're trying to do?
The first thing that comes to Tabby's mind as she's opening her eyes, she looks just like over her room and sees the 3 objects in it, many of which actually well represent the things that you just mentioned of resume obligations and people. She sees the pile of chains where she thinks, okay, work on that, sees the bean bag, and is like, "That's right, I gotta try and unload that." And sees the boat in the bottle, which brings to her mind the little that she has accomplished so far. The bit kind of the little symbol of something that was given to her that she has in some way earned so far. And that despite the difficulties she has had, it hasn't just been failure after failure and hasn't just been hardship. There has been progress made, just like how there's been progress in the other two items in some form or fashion. The first thing that she decides to do is to get to work on those chains, try and practice a little bit more, get further into it.
Well, let's make that a roll, shall we?
Yes.
So nominally it would be at a 6, but because of your tool set, it's brought down to a 5.
This is the
Dexterity and larceny.
dexterity and larceny. Okay.
A reminder, you could spend blood in order to increase your dexterity for the scene.
She thinks about the hunger that she's currently feeling, hasn't fed in a little bit. But with the successes, did get a 1 in there, but
Okay.
we got 4 successes. Despite the 1.
Despite the one. So it would have been
canceled
5.
something else on its own.
Nice. You are making solid progress on this. Perhaps what you needed was less of an audience. Perhaps it's a stage fright situation where you have too many people watching and you can't concentrate, the hands get jittery, you get what surgeons call the yips. But with no one here, operating under your own time, somehow it seems that much easier, that much simpler. I believe Isker can attest to the, I'm sure I'm going to miss a part of the line, but slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So, managed to get through most of the Gordian knot that is the chains and locks. You still got a ways to go, and you're still dealing with a variety of locks rather than just one single type. But you are increasing your understanding, knowing what to look for, knowing what to avoid, knowing how to work through the frustrations to get what you want. Just a little bit of patience, being just a little calm. Now, if you can do this under pressure, even better. But once you know that you can do it, a little less pressure. As you're finally getting through some of these locks, however, there is a gentle little tip tap on your door.
Abby's immediately worried
Smart.
of the the individuals that are down here. And the first thing that immediately pops to her mind is that it's Alice. And it's like, and kind of like rubs at her mouth where the tooth was yanked out. But she will kind of slowly make her way to the door, regretting that there's no way to peek through it without it being opened. And will turn the knob and gently start to open it. Hello?
And you hear a voice from much lower than you would want it to be. Hi. Someone wants to see you.
Oh, yay. Is that you, Alice?
No.
Are you lying?
Who knows?
Well, let's go. And she will cautiously, but will open the door a little bit more, but kind of like bracing herself.
Unlike last time, she doesn't grab you by the wrist and start pulling you along. Instead, it's more just a little, almost pantomime of a march for herself, just leading you in the direction. Now, the question is, do you follow? Or do you stay in your room and try to avoid whatever that is?
I mean, we have a thing going with tag, and I think I'm kind of it. So she will cautiously follow follow.
Mhm.
Where are we off to this time?
Oh,
Oh, you don't know. Oh, good. But we'll kind of look back behind her, close the door, and then we'll take a breath and go.
mhm. Eventually, you are led to a room that you have seen and been in a few times now. In the room resembling a stone church with old wooden pews, you see Mason standing at the front quietly talking with a heap of tattered rags piled on the nearest bench. As Mason's attention drifts to you, the ragged heap turns and you see a wide, ruined smile adorning a fish-like face. Warmth radiating off glassy eyes as she stands in that unnatural unfurling of limbs. And yet, all these inhuman features are deeply, intimately familiar to you.
She can't speak.
The unnatural unfurling of limbs extend to her arms, appearing to have more elbows than they should, as they stretch out, welcoming you to her.
They're aware that there are people in the room and not just the spindly mess beckoning her. Tabby takes that first step that clearly wants to be a run, and it's a horrible, like, lurching step that wants to accelerate. But, and with each, like, additional step, there's more of, like, do I just dash towards this person, or do I pretend to have some level of composure? And it's horribly awkward watching her stagger as if on two stilts that are her broken legs towards this person until she's a good like 8 feet away, and she just kind of stands there waiting for something else, not from this person, but
Mm-hmm.
continuously looking at Mason and this person.
So you get within 8 feet of a person with outstretched arms, and you don't step into her embrace. I just want to be clear, that's what we're doing.
No, if she like clocks Mason and he doesn't seem to be about to say anything, that last 8 feet
Mm.
is practically a leap.
Okay.
And she will launch herself into this person's embrace.
Mm. Mason does not appear to be preparing to say anything or do anything. Merely a solemn observance. giving you both a bit of space. Alice has long since evaporated from the room, likely to go bother some other neonate. And
Angel.
okay, go ahead.
She muffles audibly enough for everyone to hear.
Mhm.
Angel. And her eyes are very, very blood red because they are filled with blood. And without much hesitation or moment, it just spills and would look horrifying to see the amount of gore on this upsetting face. It's like multiple streams down her cheeks, into her mouth, down her chin. It's messy and terrible.
You just hear little shh, it's okay, sweet child, I'm here. A little soothing pats on the back in the back of your head. If she cares about the fact that your blood is leaking into her rags, she says nothing or does anything to give the impression. She's just
I thought you were
here and in the
dead.
moment. She doesn't breathe or sigh, but there's this slight adjustment in the shoulders. And despite that, the placement of the hands don't seem to move. It's a little like someone is holding sort of hands on the ends of brooms that hold you. Their motions don't seem to line up correctly. But, well, they tried.
I missed you so much.
She pulls back so that you can actually see the abnormally shaped facial features of your sire. I missed you too, sweet child. Did you find Garrick?
No. I spent a good bit of time looking for him. I tried asking around for him, and I think some people still know him, but he died a while ago.
She turns her head slowly towards Mason, who just gives a solemn nod. The only thing he adds is Sabat. We're not going back to Kentucky, but we are leaving.
Where are we going?
I don't know yet, but I don't want to stay in the South anymore.
Okay. She'll start to try and wipe up the messy tears. Oh gosh.
For just a moment. Ellie, there is a very tiny knock at your door.
Who is it?
I don't know. And the knocking happens again.
Ellie opens the door. What?
Someone wants to see you.
Who?
Does it matter?
It very much does.
I wouldn't keep them waiting. And she sort of bounces on her feet, slowly stepping back, as if daring you to follow her. Or worse, daring you not to follow her.
Fine. And Ellie goes and do you know if it's gonna take long?
She shrugs.
Give me 1 second and I'll be right there. And Ellie goes and grabs
One.
this child. Ellie goes and grabs the outfit that they had planned for Lash and has it like in a shopping bag, so that they can change just in case this takes they don't have time to go back before.
Mm. Do you follow?
Yes.
Okay. You are, of course, brought into that same stone chapel. Although there is no religious iconography, it's more just a borrowed pantomime of the architecture. You do see Mason. You see, after a moment, you realize that that is Tabby and someone else that you are unfamiliar with, made out of, well, an ungainly tangle of limbs and cloth.
So what's up, boss?
I have a task for you. You have a van, correct?
I do.
This would be the perfect means of helping Tabitha and Angel get to the train station unseen. Tabby, if you have anything to pack, now would be the time.
What?
More stuff to leave.
Where you? I'm sorry. To the train to do what exactly?
He will look over at Tabby. You remember how you got here?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how to direct Ellie back there?
Yeah.
He's going to look between the two of you, and then he will look to
We
Angel.
are
Go ahead.
we are leaving. And if you could get us to the train to deposit us.
I'll meet you at the garage. And Ellie starts to walk away and then looks at Mason to see if they are dismissed.
He is not stopping you.
And Ellie walks out.
Now, with Ellie heading to their van, Tabby, you would know where that is parked. You know that that is going to take a little bit of a route to get there. Do you have anything that you wish to pack or any text that you wish to send? Or do you want to take a moment to think
Yes.
about what that would be?
On the way back to her place, Tabby is contemplating some things, and the moment she gets back to her place to pack and leave, she will send out a few quick messages. But before she does, she stops and turns to Angel. Are we, I imagine I'm getting rid of my phone here, right?
You don't have to.
Okay. I'll hold on to it for a bit. But I'm gonna send something real quick. She is going to first text Cora and just very quickly type, "Thanks for the driving lessons." And
Should I
not waiting
respond right
for
now, or
We'll save the responses for
no,
later.
this is more rapid fire. If she gets responses, she'll respond to them. But she will then text Kate. "I want to say thanks for the pep talk and for telling me to believe in myself. Best of luck on your paths to greatness." She will text Poppy. "Thank you for making me feel welcome. I never was part of a group before." And she will text Artem. "I'm gonna leave a bag of rats in an alleyway. If you want them, you can find them here. I'll have to miss our hunting. I'm sorry." And then by then she'll pretty much get to the van, taking nothing with her.
She leaves the bottle.
Yes, but that will be mentioned.
Mm-hmm. She
Or
leaves.
actually, no, yes, thank you. She will take that
Okay.
with her. But thank you.
Does she take the set of lockpicks?
Yes, and the bag because she has to deposit upstairs. So I guess she'll take those 3 things.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, there was one small thing that was lent to you early on, and it was a hoodie from Kate.
She'll wear it. Oh wait, but it was lent to her.
It's up
She
to you.
No, yeah, she will reach out to Kate. "Do you want your hoodie back?" And that we will have to circle back on.
We'll circle back to that. But as you get to the van, we'll pop back over to Ellie real quick. Are you making sure it's ready to go, or is there a bit of frustrations or stewings you wish to get out before they arrive?
mean, not much to say. A thing that Chris says is rattling around in Ellie's head, and it's seeing things start to break down.
Is there a particular line that you're focusing on that you wish to share? You don't have to.
When Ellie said that they have no one left to disappoint, and Chris said Tabby doesn't count.
That's what I expected. I just wanted to see if I was right.
Got your satisfaction?
Not yet. But Tabby and her sire eventually arrive. The shambling pile moves slightly side to side with a bit of a sway. I'm assuming you helped them, or at least her, into the back of the van. Tabby, do you join her in the back, or do you sit up front with Ellie as they begin to drive you towards the train? In the train yard,
She will mention to Angel, I'm gonna sit up front, and then go to sit next to Ellie.
Now, it's not a long drive there, but it is enough to have a conversation if you wish.
So how do you two know each
Unless,
other?
my sire. She got me out, and when there was an attack back home in Louisville, and put me in a boxcar and sent me here, I didn't think I'd see her again.
That's good. I'm glad you two found each other.
Ellie, I don't have many things. I don't often have people. Don't think I ever really did for long periods of time. And I hope you know that I see you. And you are very kind and helpful. Let's face it, am a bit of a mess, and am not the I am what some would consider a liability or a hassle, someone to look out for instead of, I don't know, trust completely. And you just kind of talked to me. You took me out to feed that one time, more than once. You shared the the saga of that politician guy whom, God, I hope you make his life hell.
He lost his job.
Sounds like a good start. The only real thing that I can leave you with Mason gave me a ship in a bottle. And it's this real neat little thing. Did you know that you have to build the ship first and like the bottle, it doesn't like fit through the hole. You like reseal the bottle like at the halfway point as you're building it. I thought they had to like smush it through there.
It would occur to Ellie that you were given one eventually within your first couple of weeks. Not the same ship, but the same concept. What you've done with it since is on you.
No, I didn't know that.
And if it'll certainly till we get to wherever it is we're going, if you wanted it, obviously be careful that Mr. Mason doesn't know that I just handed it off. He might be a little upset at that, but if you wanted it, you could keep it. Got it right here. Sorry, I shouldn't distract you while you're driving.
Puts it right in front of Ellie's face. I, if it's going to be a hassle for you to carry it around, I can take care of it until you're back.
Yeah. Then be nice knowing where it is. I don't have much advice or you're not asking for it. The group for some reason took to me more than you. I think that's safe to say, and I don't know why unless they pitied me
It's because I'm a bitch.
in a who is?
Me.
Oh,
It's fine.
I mean if you say so, but
Sorry, that was a bad joke.
You hear Angel in the
I
back. It
don't
was
know
a
if you
very nice
want.
joke, sweetie.
Thank you.
I don't know if it's your goal to ultimately be a part of this group that the gazebos, as we called ourselves. I don't think most wanted it. I know Kate didn't want it. Uh, but I'll still have my phone. I can try and facilitate. I don't think I have much. My it doesn't carry much weight, certainly since I'll be out of town for the foreseeable. But if you didn't want to be a part of them,
Tabby,
I
I appreciate your offer to help.
you don't need
I'll
it.
figure out my way. I've done it before. I am happy that you were able to find your family amidst, well, what I can only imagine was a very rough go of it. The amount of poise that you show under a lot of that pressure is frankly unbelievable, and is something most can only aspire to.
Thanks,
I
Ellie.
hope wherever you two go, you're able to get some measure of joy out of this.
You too. The thing that makes me happy to think about is whether you did end up deciding to be a part of a group, not even this one, or just continue to go solo. I know you'll be fine. Thanks for being my friend.
Yeah, you too.
I think that's an appropriate moment for you to be driving up to the more surreptitious access point of the train yards that you arrived at, Tabby. And as you are exiting the van, opening up the back so that Angel can... Well, climb, that's a very simple word for the strange, almost irregular limbed slinkying that happens. But as you walk through the yard to find the appropriate car heading in the direction that he deems desirable, she opens it and she climbs in, but she doesn't hurry you along just yet, letting you have whatever last moment you want to have with Ellie. But the clock is ticking.
I did have a favor to ask as well. Uh, I'm afraid I must disappoint Lila again, uh, and not be available for her heist thing. If you could return the locks and lockpick set for me.
Any other deliveries while I'm at it?
No. Well, I guess this is. See you later.
See you later, Tabby.
See you, Ellie. Knock 'em dead. Whomever M is.
I always do.
She'll kind of extend an arm and hesitantly, like, almost the other one, trying to gauge but offer
I think Ellie does the same
a
amount of
farewell
like.
that Ellie would want.
It's like watching two ships about to collide with one another.
And Ellie's like trying to do it, and then just reaches out, gives up, and reaches out for a handshake.
She'll take the hand with both of hers.
And
Bye.
Ellie's very long fingers will wrap around both hands.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really weird to deal with.
You should probably offer the lockpicking stuff, like, Jesus.
I got my own skills.
I know you do. Bye. And she'll just kind of turn and go.
Tabby,
Ellie.
you are... Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, Tabby, you are helped up into the train car, the freight car. by a hand seemingly disembodied in the darkness of it. And slowly the door is screechingly pulled shut. And we'll come back to you a little bit later. Ellie, you have somewhere you have to be tonight.
Yep.
You should go get ready.
Sure should.
Is there anything you'd like to add here before we transition to our next scene?
Ellie's gonna also probably need a tissue of some sort to wipe away some tears they get on the drive back.
Well, the good news is you have more than enough time to go and get yourself sorted at home before you have to be anywhere. Plenty of time to get out some of those emotions, but we can tap back into that a little bit later in the session if that's okay. For Tara, I do have something at the end for you. Is it okay if you stick around for that?
Absolutely.
Great. Okay. Well, that was lovely to watch. Thank you, too.
Above table, real quick. Of course, the red makeup I chose is the reddest, stainiest makeup I own. So my face might be red at work tomorrow. That was not blood. Twitch.
Let's pick up with Cora, shall we?
All right.
Now, I know you have a few things to get to,
Sure, I do.
but eventually, when you do wake up, you do have 2 texts. One from Tabby, obviously. The other is from Poppy. And I checked with the player so that I would have the wording for this correct. And there was
Okay.
one little edit that Helena specified needed to be in this. It says, "Sorry, I'm getting pulled into work for a bit. Rain check for tomorrow night? Umbrella emoji." You might be able to tell which was the specified item here. So answer those in whichever order you desire.
Sure. Cora just basically sits up, rotates on her cot, plants her feet on the ground. I'll be hungrier tomorrow anyway. We can do dinner then. Ramen bowl emoji. Have a nice time at work. And then to Tabby. Driving lessons, of course. I wasn't kidding when I told you I appreciate your perseverance. Let me know when you're ready for the next lesson. Team discount.
Tabby will respond. Oh,
No, go right ahead if you have something.
yeah. Tabby will respond. Thank you for your perseverance with me. There's a pause after the I, and there's like the three dots of typing, as clearly there's a conversation being written out and then deleted. I'm actually leaving.
WTF, really?
Yeah. Now.
Now? Multiple question marks?
Getting on a train.
Well, shit, okay. Good luck. Send me a postcard or something.
I will. Multiple exclamation points. And seriously, thank you. Not just for the lessons, but for being you and for being so kind. I didn't deserve half of it.
You deserve all of it, Tabby. Stay safe.
You too. Heart. Heart, heart, heart. Separate messages.
A heart hands emoji.
So, how else do you want to start your evening, Cora?
Well, all right. I'm staying, so I guess I should start to make this place a little more proper. And she'll go ahead and take the linens that had been on her bed in kind of a pile this last night, and get them onto the cot. They're oversized for the cot, but as nicely as she can. She's probably using the duvet or whatever as like a something to sleep on right now, and then once there's a proper mattress, so I'll put that actually on top of her. But so she gets that arranged, and then once that is done, she'll stop to make a couple more texts. She'll send, actually stepping back and looking at the linens now arranged, she's going to send a message to Gerhard for Gerhard and Essen.
So you send it to Gerhard's phone, though?
Yes.
Okay.
With the understanding that that's the way we always did it.
Just making sure.
Thank you for the beautiful linens and the window dressing. Terracotta, sea, and clouds. My bedroom feels like a villa, and they're such good quality. Was it you or Essen who picked the linens? My guess is it is you. We spent so much time on my room back home together. Window dressings were Essen for sure. I think the subtle pattern in the weaving on the sheer ones reminded me of him. Reminded him of me. Backspace. I think I can tell you both put a lot of thought into your selections. Black heart emoji.
Eventually, not right away, but eventually you do get a return message going, it was a concerted effort. Trying to think of something succinct, and that felt very German.
Oh yes, that's perfect.
Do you send any other texts?
Since Gerhard responded right away, I'll go, Oh, by the way, did you ever ask Essen again about Vesper? You said you were going to try to pick at him a little more.
Since I'm enjoying the visual language of the emoji, you just get back shrug.
Well, the mystery remains. I hope you both have productive nights.
Always do. Take care. We'll speak soon.
And then, as she walks out into the main room, from her little walk-in closet that she's been sleeping in, she'll go ahead and start some coffee with the fancy coffee maker. And while it is getting ready, she's going to send a message to Jürgen Heinrich.
I will say, as you were typing it, with the smell that is one of the senses most connected to sense memory. For a moment, you feel the chill air. You can see the slight twinkling, swaying string lights.
She adjusts the scarf that's not there.
And for this phantom sensation of someone being right next to you that isn't there.
She speaks out loud as she's typing. You brought me the night market. Like the smiling tear emoji. I knew it would take me right back. So she'll send that one, and then she's got some more to say, but that's an independent one.
There is no immediate response. You know, with the time lapse, that it's a bit difficult at this time.
For sure. She'll go ahead and continue, almost looking over as if she's speaking to that sensation of presence. I had an interview with law enforcement today. It lasted all of 2 minutes, or, well, yesterday. It was like I asked for a job as a pilot because I'm a kid who can make great paper airplanes. That's all right. I'll just have to adjust my approach. For now, I'm fine. And then next message. Have I told you I have a therapist now? I have to wonder if Essen and Gerhardt were secretly cheering my selection when I came here, knowing a professional was in town. I'm not getting in too much trouble. There's one race so far, which I won, by the way. Got to keep the car, too. Though not quite as inspiring a win as when we showed Fabio a thing or two. Talk to you soon. 2 heart emojis.
Aw. 2 hearts. In German, that's very decadent.
Oh, yes.
That's the Italian coming out.
Well done.
One for each kiss on the cheek.
Well done. Now, you did have one errand you wanted to get to. Actually, you had 2 things you wanted to get to tonight. One of them has been, unfortunately, rescheduled.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you want to do about that while you can?
Yeah, sure. Um, well, shoot. Tabby's leaving. Probably can't. Send a message to Artem.
What do you send him?
So, dinner plans cancelled. Are you busy tonight?
I'll let him respond to that when it's his scene. For now, you did have another errand I believe you told me you wanted to do tonight.
Sure, yes. Let me just get these curtains up and then we'll go take an errand.
Okay.
Um,
What is that
so-
errand?
After Cora finishes putting up the lovely window dressings that were discussed, so that she does not get singed, she will go back into her bedroom and take the blood-stained suit, this cream-colored suit that she hasn't been able to wear since she arrived, down from the hanger and zip it up into one of those garment bags and head to the address that Mr. Innsbruck gave her for his cleaners.
Now, it might surprise you or not that I have an actual address for you.
Excellent. And I can add it to my map later.
Mm-hmm. So at Bull and 54th, there is a fairly nondescript building that looks like it's half strip mall, half warehouse, almost bolted to the side of a house as if zoning was trying to compress things when things got rezoned. But you wouldn't know that it's a dry cleaner without having been told, so you would likely miss it, as it is pretty much the definition of a hole in the wall. There's some signage, but it's not glaring. It's muted, subdued, dingy, almost by design, meant to be overlooked. When you get there and park, behind the counter is a wizened old woman with fine steel wool hair. Casually reading a magazine.
Hello, ma'am.
She looks you over briefly. Is the blood on this? No, because you're wearing the. Sorry, you're using the garment bags. You're hiding that. She seems not perturbed, but as much as just looking you over carefully for a moment. As if not expecting anyone to actually just walk in. It does seem like this place does get business. There are things behind her on racks in dry cleaning bags. Clearly outgoing orders. Who sent you?
I would say it's lucky you're open so late for me, but yes, I did have a referral. Did Am I remembering correctly that Mr. Innsbruck gave me a card?
That may have been his card. To
Because
make this easier, he would have
if
said
he's given
name
me his
drop.
card, then I would slide that on the
Okay.
desk and show his name that way.
Smooth, subtle. Got it. We can do that. She very well. She puts down the magazine. You just see it's like an older issue of People.
I was gonna ask what was being read. Yeah, that's curious.
It also seems like it's from the wrong decade.
Okay.
And
in that little
Mhm.
moment, noticing the out of place magazine,
Mhm.
can I use aura perception
Okay.
in this moment to try to detect if this person is one of us or a ghoul?
Fun. Now, let's see what we have to roll for that. It's been a while since we've gotten to use that. Okay. So, you want to focus specifically on this person.
Yes.
So it'd be perception and empathy.
All right, here we go.
And we're going to do this at... The default is an 8. I do find that a little ridiculous, so we are going to drop it to a 6.
Oh, thank you.
Because otherwise, that gets a little botchy very quickly for no real reason.
I have
important
lots
to
of
homebrew.
willpower. I'd be willing to spend if I have to. She is
Not this
trying to
time
practice.
We'll save this for another night.
Okay. Perception and empathy.
Mhm.
All right, I know what I'm rolling. I know what I'm dropping on the ground. Okay. I had a 1, which cancels out one of my successes, but on top of that, I had 2 additional successes, so a 2 total.
Okay. And consult my table. You are looking for something specific. You're not trying to read emotions. You're not trying to get a read on their emotional state. You're just trying to see what they are, a more broad scan.
Sure, and I recall when I sensed the room when Atherton was preparing things as I was walking around Wormslow. There were some people who had an aura that was not as dim as ours, but was still different than
Pale.
Kine. Exactly.
But in order to be pale, you have to have a color to start with. In order to have a something to compare it to. So you get a, let me just look at this very, very quick. A slightly shifting undulation between light blue and dark blue. The light blue is calm. Dark blue is suspicious.
I remember seeing both of these colors on Bruno.
And there is a, much like Bruno, if you were using your aura perception on him, pale.
Interesting. So, I won't outright ask something so blatant. But glancing at the magazine again after this, I'll say, and looks like you've been in business a long time.
She is ringing you up, and she is giving you a little ticket that will match the one that is being placed on the bag.
I'll take the ticket. Do you want to see the damage, or I'm sure you'll eventually, you don't need me to explain it.
I assume you took your card back? This is just a little like...
I do, yes.
This is my access multipass kind of situation. It was a She looks at you. I don't ask questions. Neither should you.
Of course.
And she goes back to reading her magazine. Not really wrapped in it, but starts flipping pages. And you can see a deposited stack of them accruing in the garbage, as if catching up.
When should I come back?
2 days.
Perfect. 2 days then. Thank you, Miss.
She just puts the magazine up.
Miss People Magazine.
Hmm.
And she'll walk out the door.
Is it okay if we transition away from there?
Absolutely.
Okay. We'll do one more scene and then we'll have a break. Alden. No, sorry. Artem.
I've changed characters, y'all.
This one's just for Alden. Artem, you just get to watch.
The signs were always there.
Mm-hmm.
You awake a bit later than most people. So by the time you do, you have 2 texts. One from Tabby canceling their plans. And another from Cora asking what your plans are. But you know you have some conversations you probably want to have tonight. So what order do you want to start tackling this in?
So we'll start with short texts back.
Mhm.
To Cora. Plans canceled. Let me see. Let me see if I can set something up for you. To Tabby. No problem. Anytime you want to hang out, let me know. Seems like we have similar interests.
We absolutely do.
New text. Not gonna lie. Not sure what to do about the bag. I'll take care of it.
First text, yeah, sorry. You don't have to. Next text. We do have a lot of shared interests, but I'm afraid I'm actually moving. I'm leaving town today. Sorry.
Artem will pause at that. Good or bad? Question mark.
Mostly good.
Good. Good luck. I hope I see you again.
You too. I really am disappointed we never got to hunt. Someday we might encounter each other in the woods, where you will strike me down.
I hope not? Question mark.
No. I will miss you, though. Thanks for
Oh.
being a friend.
I'll miss you too. Stay safe out there.
I'd say the same, but I know you will.
Now to go
Heart,
do
heart,
something
heart.
unsafe.
You have
Um,
on occasion, due to you waking up later, have seen Alden sitting on the steps outside with a hot cup of tea that he has sometimes offered you. He is not there. His truck is parked. The boat is present. At least the indication is that he's home.
I'm gonna look around for him, but
Mhm.
I want to see if Chris is around first.
You'd have to go looking through the house for that.
Yeah,
You don't see her anywhere outside.
so I'll go in the house.
Okay. You see in the living room you've begun to work on, she is sitting on the couch, but her posture is, you know her to be more relaxed. She doesn't slouch, but she's not ramrod posture. Here she actually kind of is. And she is nervously fidgeting with her hands, her fingers, to the point where they look a bit raw, as if she's almost been sort of picking at her palms, her fingertips, nervously. And as you see the room more proper, you see Alden sitting there in a chair adjacent. You see one hand is firmly gripping the wooden armrest in a fashion that makes you wonder if it's about to collapse into matchsticks under his grip.
Just one more piece of furniture he has to fix. Does this feel like a conversation he should be present for?
Good, you're awake. Sit down.
Artem will go sit next to Chris, not beside her, but on the same
Sharing the couch.
couch. Yeah.
There's a long intake of breath. And as he exhales, it's this rumbling thrum of a growl, almost sub-bass. And he's not avoiding eye contact the way that you would see in Shame, but more a case of he's trying to see anything but red for a moment. And finally, Artem, I told you she has her good nights, her bad nights, and whatever happens would be on your head. You accepted responsibility for that, did you not?
I did.
And yet, from what I'm seeing, if what I'm being told is the truth, the worst thing that happened last night is two dogs snarling at one another. baring of teeth, but no gnashing on throats. Something that is common in Elysium. But I expect better. The saving grace is that nothing happened. And I didn't have to hear it from someone else.
Artem will look at Chris.
She does slowly turn to look at you, she nods, and just looks away again.
Artem nods as well. That was the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Do you say that, or you're just thinking it out loud?
The nod should
Confer that.
confer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I am at a bit of an impasse at the moment. There's been progress. And he seems to almost relax into the seat for a moment, which maybe you weren't expecting considering the tension. And yet, with every progress, there is always going to be fumble backwards. This cannot happen under any circumstance. Now, if Ellie takes a swing at you in Elysium, take their fucking head right off. Under no circumstance do you instigate. Ever. Either of you. If they continue to be a problem, you will tell me. Problems can be handled, but handling them on Elysium's grounds is a new problem. Seneschal, Primogen, does not matter. You are beholden to the same rules regardless of my rank and title. More so because of the example it sets. Do you understand?
Yes.
And from next to you, you hear a very quiet, more meek, yes. Good. I have somewhere to be.
Before you go,
You catch him just about as he's starting to rise, and it's that almost wild-eyed response of, are you really stopping me right now? He's not saying it, but that's the expression on his monstrous face. Like you were this close to not having any more shit to deal with, and you instigated more kind of situation. For those of you who have had some instances like this with your own fathers, this might harken back to some feelings as a kid. Well,
last night I was at a park, a botanical garden, and I found wolf tracks. Seemed like an odd place for wolves to be, unless they weren't wolves. I can't confirm. I didn't find anything else. I just thought you ought to know.
You do see some of the roiling ire simmer off just a little bit as he reclines back into the chair for a moment. Did you get any scent off the tracks?
He probably would have.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like me to roll for it now? Or
Sure.
okay. What would that be?
We're gonna go with
Perception and
perception survival.
survival. Animal kin, perhaps?
No. Actually, because of your history, I'm gonna let you do perception awareness
Okay.
at a 7. No, actually, no, this will go back to a 6.
Okay.
Actually, I'm lying. Again, because of your history, that should be down to a 5. Because you would
Okay.
actually recognize it. So you know what the smell is, what you're looking for.
4 successes, Graham.
4 successes. It is very faint. There is the expected scent of wolf and something not quite of wolf. But it's not mixed in with deer or elk or squirrel. It's wolf and something else.
I got the scent. It was wolf, and you probably know the one.
Some of their kind still roam the area. Part of our long-standing agreement is that they may persist through the area provided they cause no issues for us, be it direct confrontation or drawing unwanted human attention to themselves. We do see tracks here and there. We occasionally see one of them rear their teeth. But it's not common. If you see one in earnest, invoke my name. It may not have the desired effect, but if they are passing down the stories they should be through their generations, that should give them pause, unless they're very stupid.
Seen wolves stupid enough to tangle with Zoya.
And yet, most kindred are nowhere near what she is and what she is capable of. You are her child, but you are not her.
No.
If you are smart, you will diffuse the situation and leave. Do not seek confrontation. I trust you know that by now. Who else knows?
And Yvette Jameson knows that there were wolf tracks.
I see.
And I mentioned wolf tracks to Kate, Poppy, Cora. Is that it, Chris?
She was feeling like she had evaded the lightning rod of attention for a while, and yet you saying her name almost sends a jolt through her, like, why the fuck did you just do this?
Just wolf tracks. Nothing about Garu.
Well, should you discuss it with them again, tell them more of your story. Make them appropriately scared. That is, if you wish to see them not dead. People who have gotten it in their head not to be afraid. Well, there isn't much left of them to speak of.
I've seen that war form.
And as he stands up, he gives you one last chance. Anything else?
Later.
And as he rolls out of the room in confident stride, you eventually hear the boat come to life, and he heads off. And it isn't until the sound of that boat engine becoming fainter and fainter does Chris and closes her eyes and just slams the back of her head into the couch. I'm going upstairs now.
You did the right thing telling him.
Uh-huh.
May not feel like it, but you did. I think I'm going hunting with Cora later. Do you want to go?
You can see that in a way, like Alden, she was about to get up. But the question halts her, and she sits back down for a moment. I could
Our
eat.
hunting.
I could eat.
I'll let you know.
And she goes upstairs. Now, I will allow Cora and Artem to trade those texts back and forth. Or call, depending on how you want to handle this.
I could call.
Okay.
Apparently, etiquette says you're supposed to call women.
Oh, he's learning.
Ring, 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 ring.
Cora answers on Bluetooth while driving. Artem.
Hey, how's it going?
It's good. Just dropped my suit off at the cleaners and headed back home. So, are you free?
I am, yeah. So you want to meet at Elysium? Not Elysium. Meet at the house. Come out into the more forested areas with me and Chris and learn what it's all about.
Yeah, my hair stood up for some reason just a minute ago, but it seems like it was fine. Yeah, sure. That'd be great. How should I prepare?
Bring something you don't mind getting dirty and bring a change of clothes.
Okay, I can do that. Can you ask Chris if maybe she has a spare pair of hiking boots? I have some, but I think they're not made for such wet environments.
I could do that. Chris!
I think that's a good moment to fade out on. And we can fade out on the first half of tonight's session. Just going to go on a quick break. We'll see you soon. Welcome back, everyone, to Savannah by Night. We rejoin our neonate kindred as they continue their new evening. We will be picking up with Kate. As you are starting your night, you do have obviously a very pressing appointment, but I understand you have a few things you'd like to get done first.
Mm-hmm.
You do have instructions from Lash on your phone about where to go, where to park. Ellie will have the same thing. But you also, I believe, have a text waiting for you from Tabby. And I know you have some other messages you'd like to send out, so tackle this in the order that you would like.
I'll respond to Tabby first.
Okay.
Tabby, why does that sound final?
I'm leaving today. Headed towards the train now.
Oh,
Sire came back.
You wouldn't say sire.
Sorry, thank you. There we go.
you've said the name Angel to us before, so you would know that,
Yeah.
like, I would know who that is.
Angel came back.
And you'll just get another O, but this one has an exclamation point instead of a question mark.
Yeah, smiley face.
Good for you. Hope it all goes well.
Same to you, Kate. I do appreciate your support. I sometimes lack my own.
Keep the sweatshirt.
Aw, thank you. I will.
And then you don't get anything back.
Nothing more said.
Okay, next on the list, I will pull out my herd phone. I'm going to text Barry
Mm-hmm.
and say Starland Yard tomorrow night.
You don't get a reply right away. It's maybe about another 10, 15 minutes. He goes, just let me know when.
And to avoid any game plot, we will just leave that at that rather than pick a specific time.
Mm-hmm.
Kate will begin to get ready in the armor that she has chosen per Lash's instructions. It is her go-to black Louis Vuitton heels, funnily enough, named the Kate. Very well-tailored black pants with a satin trim down the outside seam. And then there is an Alexander McQueen black lace bustier.
I see we're making choices.
We are making choices.
Mhm.
And one of those choices is taking slightly saucy photos with both of her phones. One message will get sent to Sadie, and it'll just say, thinking about you.
Mm-hmm. And on the other phone.
And on the other
main.
phone, it will get sent to Chris and go, as promised.
Within a few moments, you get back, as promised.
You wish I was sitting on your lap right now.
Yes. But so do you.
I'll let you know if I survive. No promises.
Hot. And that's all you get back. From Sadie, you get the cartoon wolf in the zoot suit doing the cat call, pounding the table. And that's it.
All right. It's just putting a little effort back into that because it's been a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Just reminding Sadie what all they get.
If they're good.
Mm-hmm. Or bad. You never know.
Tomato to spanking. So, as you head on out, let me check back in with Ellie. Because we didn't give you time to examine the nightmare. And since you've been up, it's not been nothing but a nightmare. So, as you go to doff thine own armor, what's going through your head? It's a dangerous question to ask you specifically on this channel.
Oh dear. Look around for a sheriff.
Hola.
Ellie is puts together their outfit, which is the cobbled together pants and probably matching blazer and top that they got while shopping with Tabby.
Shopping.
Mm-hmm. And they're then going to like look at themselves and go and just suddenly be like, and is gonna text Lila, can you come to my room for a second?
You get back for a moment just 3 dots that very quickly go away, and then just tap, 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 but stronger and higher up on the door than maybe you would have feared otherwise.
Ellie's gonna do that thing where you like open the door without like showing any part of yourself. Get in quickly.
She sort of sideways steps, sluices in, but it's almost like her grin seems to come in before the rest of her does.
Yes, I've worked with the Cheshire Cat before. I get how this goes.
Yep.
I close Ellie closes the door and I go, how awful is this?
She does a little like walk around you, and she just sort of like picks and fusses, but it's not making fun of the outfit as much as just eliminating a little unintended wrinkle or fold, getting you to correct your posture. And sometimes it's just to poke you in the kidney just to make you jump a little bit. But she goes, it's a good start. It needs a little pop of something dramatic. What is this for?
Training.
More plot, beginning, middle, end. Tell it. Go.
I was told to do power suit for Ava Lash.
No. You have to say that with a little more gusto.
I'm training with Ava Lash and I need a power suit.
Okay, if you're going to be training with her, you got to use your big people voice. Meek and mild, it's not going to work. Where are you going tonight?
I'm going to Ava Lash's so I can get some training.
Yeah, you are. Okay, so out of character. What's like the shirt that's being? Is it just like a dress shirt kind of thing, or
I think it's like they got a blouse that they liked and was like it was the blouse first and then the blazer on top of it.
Okay. I got some things that you can borrow, but first you got to answer me a question.
Yeah.
I know you like to lean more sort of andro rather than femme or masked.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna stay in that spectrum, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I got an idea, but you gotta work with me.
Okay.
Take off the jacket and close your eyes. It's gonna be fucking great. And she heads on out. A few minutes later, she walks back in.
She just leave while my eyes are closed, just standing in my room. Great. Okay.
Yeah.
As long as I'm aware.
That's her payment, is getting to fuck with you a little bit. And trustful whack. Okay, so you need something with just a little more pop to it. Something that's going to be the right sort of set piece for where you're going. And she just leans into your ear way too close. Do you trust me? Too bad. And you feel this sort of slight shimmying of fabric around your midsection that if you don't fight it, you obviously can, but if you don't, it does start to compress a little bit. And it's, if you do start to look down at some point, it's somewhere in the realm of cincher or binder would be probably closer. So it's not eliminating, or it's not creating that sort of bowing to the hip to accentuate femininity as much as just tightening, compressing, and adding this layer on top of the blouse. So it's not designed to play up feminine features, as is just meant to be provocative because of tight and laces. And what would you say Ellie's best colors are?
I would honestly say like kind of what's on the image, which is like probably a deep purple.
Okay. So you're going to see this black latexy binder, but all the piping and details and laces are dark, deep, but a vibrant purple. So that color flash, without accentuating curves as much as being just a showpiece. You notice that while there are pieces that are tightened in the lacing, there are places that are intentionally not cinched in. They're purposely respecting you wanting to stay in the spectrum where you feel happy and comfortable and not forcing in one direction or the other. She's going, okay. You know how to make your face do whatever you want, right?
And Ellie changes their face to that of the assistant, the politician's assistant.
Do you embellish it in some way?
Yeah, I think, well, maybe as someone thinking right now. Yeah, I mean, like, probably with like nicer like put together hair.
Mhm.
Definitely without the baggy eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like as if the person wasn't overworked and had time to give themselves like a clean shave and
Mm-hmm.
wash
Do
their face before
you
actually showing up.
lean into some other forms of androgyny with certain types of makeup, or do you leave that very more of a clean look?
I think it's more of a clean look.
Okay. But hair done, I'm assuming, in some stylistic fashion, not
Yes.
just mayor's aide style.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you can kind of see like I think that's kind of like what Ellie is thinking. Like Ellie
Mhm.
makes the face and then like you can kind of see the hair transforming and the
Mhm.
bag's going away.
It's
So
almost
it's
like
like
self-sculpting.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
As they think about it more.
Okay. I'm gonna have you do one thing because you gotta tie this all together. It's a good look. I get just one little thing. Make your eyelashes match the piping and the boning of that.
They do that.
Yeah. And the really fun quirk about more typically male presenting individuals is because we don't do anything to our eyelashes, they are naturally more long and lush than one might expect. It's unfair, I know, but deal with it. So I imagine you leaning into that just a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. All right then. Do a little spin.
They do a
Okay.
spin.
Okay. No grimace. You gotta sell this. No.
Does a
Okay.
spin.
Okay. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Smile that doesn't reach the eyes. You want to look like you're angry. Ah, fuck. This reminds me way too much of Amanda Bynes right now. Okay. We're gonna do a little montage. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna sort this out. But you gotta go in there with just the sexiest look you can ever give anybody, okay? Angry smile. Just remember that.
Angry smile.
Angry smile.
Smile that doesn't reach the eyes. I encounter that a lot. Okay.
Yeah, see, you got a template. You can't go there in your shit heap.
Do my best.
No. I mean, you can't take your van.
Ah, shit. Lila, can I borrow your car?
I can't believe you'd ever ask. And she's already handing you the keys. One little scratch. A dent. One panel looks like it's been smudged. If there's bird shit on it, I will end you. Do you understand?
Can I change the light colors?
I will murder everything that you are.
I take that as a maybe.
Doesn't have RGB, asshole.
God damn. I thought it was the cool car, too. Oh,
You really want to say shit to me when we're locked in a room together?
well, I have. Oh, man, this seems like a bad time to bring it up. And Ellie goes over and gets the lock of chains.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you heard, but Tabby's heading out.
For dinner? Wait, what are we talking about?
I'm
fucking with you. I
Oh.
kind of gathered from the context clues, but if you're gonna be doing what you're doing tonight, more forceful, more concise. Convey information strongly.
Tabby left and apologized for not being able to participate in our little job.
She does take a moment to actually more closely peer at the chains and locks. She's only had that for a few nights. She actually managed to get a lot done.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Good for her.
So did she just run away, or was there like an actual reason?
Her sire picked her up.
Oh shit.
Turned out was still alive. Boss had me drive him to a safe location with which to leave.
Huh. Yeah, really is her day.
Yeah, sure is.
How you doing about it?
I've been better.
Yeah. All right, go get this done. We'll go take a baseball bat to some mailboxes later or something. Get it out of our system.
Yeah, sounds good.
Don't fuck up my car. I know
Oh.
where you sleep.
It'll look better than it was under your care.
It better.
Thanks for the assist, Lila.
Let me know how it goes. They're not gonna believe this. She goes into her room, clearly to go on whatever chat spree that she likes to go on.
Ollie, for a second, is a little mad that they didn't keep one eye open to make sure Lila wasn't taking pictures. Not that they would have. That would have been a bad idea. For many reasons.
No, it was Alice. But anywho.
Oh, no.
Remember, when you're looking up here, you're not looking down here. Now, if there's nothing else to add at home, shall we get to the meat of your scene?
Yes.
Okay. Now, each of you were told where to go, where to park. You know that you have to park behind the structure that you are told about. And to wait for someone to come and collect you. Now, if my notes will cooperate. You each individually arrive at the former enclave of the Scottish Rite Freemasons. As the name and heritage would imply, it is an ornate expression of stonework, starting in elegant off-white stone and then giving rise to columns in hues of gold and sand. and then flares of vibrant blue tiling and elaborate filigree. You are told to park behind in the alleyway, where you will be met by someone acting on Ava's behalf. When asked, "How may I direct you?" you must answer, "I am here to live deliciously." There are no cameras within line of sight, absolutely by design. Phones and other devices must stay in your car or be surrendered once inside. Good news for Ellie, as your true face, would be caught on any camera, including those on a phone. I'm assuming you acquiesce to the decree, the passphrase. Good. Now, you are led up individually. You do not see each other park. The younger woman in the stylish pink and black latex dress leads you up the flight of stairs. As you're led up the fine craftsmanship of stone stairs and into the upper floors where the venue is proper, the imagery becomes more apparent. In a way, it's like a dark inversion of Elysium. Whereas Wormslow is bright, airy, and spacious, the interior of this place is dark, moody, and intimate. Where you would see more whites and fabrics, you see reds and blacks making up diamond-patterned leather furniture and leather wall panels. Yet there is no true hint at the lurid quality might one assume of a title like Dominatrix. There are no whips or chains or erotic imagery on display. No muffled moans or screams barely perceptible on the other side of a soundproofed wall. It simply seems like a private, intimate lounge that one only arrives at by special, elegant invitation. In a side room, there is a small lounge room with 2 adjacent black leather couches. Kate is escorted in first. Then, not long after that, Ellie is brought in. Ellie would instantly recognize Kate's. Maybe a moment of trying to parse, I know that face, what I know that face, oh my God, I know that face. The processing, but also I'm assuming a certain amount of work is done with the hair and makeup that maybe wouldn't make you as immediately recognizable.
Yes, Kate actually has lip color on and much more eyeliner than she normally wears.
I assume that when she normally does wear lipstick, it's some sort of neutral color.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Ellie would have the advantage here due to the obfuscation in place. However, as Ava is the one bringing you in her perfectly maintained rolls and ringlets of dark, dark hair, amid a leather, that's what we're looking for, blazer, fitted over a leather skirt and a red blouse with ruffled in the center and a little bespoke tie pin holding it all together. I believe you two know each other. Fulton? Ellie? Or is there another title you wish to go by this evening? Don't tell me. Figure it out. I'll ask when I come back. I have to get your prospective clients settled. Play nice. And she smoothly, gracefully exits, leaving you on opposite couches. Please.
When you walk in, Kate is sitting on the couch in a way where she is trying to give herself the extra confidence she needs. So like very leaned back, like arm draped across the back. Um, Putting on the confidence she knows she needs for tonight. She'll turn to look at you. This is a new look.
Whatever I need to get the job done.
And you've got a job here tonight?
I do indeed, as it seems you do as well.
Well, you know, Lash and I do share certain qualities.
It's true. I heard that she could be a good person to learn from.
She could indeed.
So, is there anything particular you're planning to learn from her today? Or are you just on an apprenticeship?
Well, there's always something to learn. You?
Always something to learn. And Ellie tries to smile that does not reach the eyes.
Well,
Oh, no.
I'm assuming once the stalemate has been reached.
I would like to add,
Mhm.
I know this isn't a new look, but no worse for wear, right? From yesterday.
Oh, you mean the prince? It was
You don't have to play coy. Unless that's the angle you're going for here. But I don't know if that's what the clients are expecting.
I'm genuinely uncertain about what type of coy you think I'm playing at.
A little bit of verbal sparring. With a mutual friend.
Oh. What do you want me to say about it?
Just making conversation.
Sounds like you're just trying to make some trouble when there isn't any.
And I think this place is all about trouble.
That's true. But all we did was share some words. That was it.
I know.
So yes, I feel fine. How was your evening last night while we're making conversation?
It was good. It's a shame we lost Tabby today, though. But good for them. Reconnecting with past.
Very good for them.
Can I do, what is it, perception, empathy? I want to get a read through this mask.
Ooh, that's going to be difficult because of
I've got
the layer of obfuscation.
Oh, I know this could be a very high
I'm going to
DC.
put it at an 8.
Okay.
Now, I will say this. Botching could have some dire consequences for where you are right now.
Well, it's a good thing I got 3 successes then.
Okay. Now, I don't want you to give her a whole download of your entire emotional range right now, but you can share some surface things. How you're carrying yourself. Are you giving off an impression or mood of something?
I think Kate would get the impression that it's a little bit of like responsiveness of like with the with the with the uh talk of Chris, it seems to Ellie like Kate is trying to like poke and prod, and I think maybe Kate could get that feeling of someone who just now kind of is putting the walls up and is a little bit on the defensive in terms of like, I'm not gonna reveal too much because it feels like I'm being prodded for more details.
But does the mention of Tabby in this context rattle those walls a bit?
It does in a little bit of like, you sense a little more sadness in the good for her than there normally would be.
Mm-hmm. So the thing that I'm going to allow Kate to discern here is whether or not that sadness is for Tabby or for you, for yourself. Not necessarily an explanation behind whether or not it's one or the other, but just getting yes or no.
Allowing Kate, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I put that together.
I worded it a little clumsily, sorry.
For themselves.
Okay. We don't have to elaborate any further than that.
Mm-hmm.
If Kate wants more, she's going to have to drill down on that. But before she can, there's a little rapping knock on the outside of the door as Vlash walks in her prideful, upright posture. Oh, good. Already?
As I'll ever be.
Ready?
Before we begin, she closes the door behind her. Some rules and expectations. Let me get down to this. There will be no intimate contact between you and your clients. There will be no cruelty, pain, or humiliation. If they say no or stop, you stop. No silly little safe word. You are not trained in how to do the more advanced material. Do not try it. Primarily, tonight is about conversation. Little moments of instructing the person. Not about being rude or cruel. At least, not with these ones. They are merely slightly variant flavors of wanting someone to take charge. How you recognize that and use it is entirely up to you. However, should you misstep, I will visit upon you the totality of my dissatisfaction. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
I understand.
Good. That's what I like to hear. She will bid you both to stand, Come along, darlings. You have work to do. She shows you to each room. She does not make introductions. She simply opens the door and ushers you in. Much like the room you were sitting in, they are lounges, a little more lurid in some presentation. You get the impression that the paneled walls have the ability to open like drawers for desired accoutrement. But as was said, this is primarily about conversation right now. Now, as we have discussed, we will just be dealing with the broad strokes of these interactions rather than, well, the other fun. Now, I will describe for both of you the style and clients. You can add little bits in here and there, but let me get through both descriptions first, and then we'll deal with this. If you have any rules that you would like to make by the end, we can do that. Kate, you learn that your client is a woman that is a take charge, go, 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 hyper type A. Every single waking moment of her life is about crushing her heel down into someone else in order to make sure the machine is running smoothly, efficiently. And if she has to throw someone into the gears to prevent them from fucking it up, she won't even hesitate. But as a result of this myopic mentality on her career, she has very little, if any, private life. And even if she did, what she needs is a way to shut off, to not be the one in charge for once, not to be pained or humiliated, just handing control off to someone else for a little while. For Ellie, you learn very, very quickly how brash and stubborn your client is. Not vitriolic, but someone needs to be told to shut the hell up. Both the thought that strikes you within moments upon entering, you're sharing the same face. The delightful thing that saves you from this realization on their part, however, is the human incompatibility to recognize their own face. There's been many studies done on the subject. Because you are not used to seeing yourself correctly. You have only ever seen a reflection and a certain field of vision that changes how you see your own face. The focal depth, as it were. And because of the styling that you have done, the attention to how not looking professionally tired, the hair more coiffed, and the presentation of a more masculine individual, feminized and therefore reaching a more androgynous equilibrium, they seem to hold no recognition of themselves. I would ask for someone to clip Sam's entire facial journey during all that. That would be great. Thank you.
Graham never has to make a trap for me. I'll just walk right into it. Just
now,
by myself. No, okay.
This landmine looks comfortable. Right, so a person needs to be told to shut the hell up, to sit down, to be outsmarted, outshouted, to be put in his place. Someone who, in any other circumstance, might be able to completely verbally bully you over. But you know why you're here. You know why they're here. All you have to do is choose to buy into the premise. Perhaps they'll acquiesce because that is the game. Or perhaps you can make them believe it. I will start with Kate first. If there are any additional pieces you would like to add or roles that you would like to make, let's figure that out.
Right. Kate knows this. There is a reason why she picks some of the herd members that she does. As Kate walks in, she's gonna let some of her original accent slip out a little bit that she's spent a long time masking. And she's not gonna give a name, but she can call her ma'am. Throughout this, in the back of Kate's mind is running through seeing presence at work and knowing this is something she wants to learn. So I think throughout this, she's going to try to tap in the way that she very first tapped into Dominate during her first solo feed, unlocking something that already existed within her. She's going to try to find that key for presence.
So I'd say you're on a good trajectory for that right away by adopting the formerly hidden accent, immediately striding in, and there won't be a name, just a moniker. Immediately a commanding presence. But how effective it is, let's find out.
I've got it pulled up here if you need me to read.
What is the first level of presence?
It is awe.
What is the mechanics of it?
To spend a blood point and roll charisma plus performance.
Okay.
Should have been good to check earlier because I don't have any performance.
Well, as you didn't spend willpower earlier, and this is going to be at a higher difficulty. So what's the base difficulty that it says there?
7.
7. So this will be at an 8. So you
Would
will
absolutely like to spend a willpower.
Okay, mark that down. Make sure it's the temporary willpower pool that's being marked.
Okay. It's at 8.
So remember, you do have one auto success.
And I have 1 success.
1 total? Okay. In this instance, 1 is enough. Perhaps it was in trying to reestablish the old accent that you've worked very hard to tamp right down on. But with the first utterance of making sure this person calls you ma'am, it all begins to fall into place. As she is rapt to pay attention, to answer when spoken. You found a way to immediately get that trust for her to hand over her power to you for the duration of this session.
So that was to use awe. Could I ask for another roll to be made to kind of see how the session as a whole goes? Or would that roll count for it?
I would say that would count for it.
Okay.
Is there something else you'd like to roll specifically?
I was gonna do charisma and intimidation, if that is amenable.
Interesting. Okay. Let's go for that.
Okay.
We'll put that at a 6.
Okay.
Actually, we'll lower that to a 5 because of the... Oh, wait a minute. What does awe do specifically again? Mechanically.
Sudden desire to be closer to her and become receptive to her point of view.
So this would change how difficult this would be. We're going to lower this to a 4.
Okay. Hold on, let me take these. Okay. It would have been 4 successes if not for 2 1s, so it's 2 successes.
Okay. That's still plenty enough to get the job done. She is more than willing and happy to just be told what to do, to answer any question, directive given. While there's no intimate contact permitted at the moment, you can still have her do as you please in terms of sit there, be quiet a moment. Even it's something as simple as lace up my shoe. Or in your case, make sure my shoe is fitting correctly. We'll fade out on those little moments, and we'll check in with Ellie now.
So one small advantage
Mm-hmm.
of this is that I know this person's job, I know what's recently happened to their job, and I know what his job would entail in terms of the idea that he probably gets the brunt of a lot of anger
Mm-hmm.
pushed at him. So Ellie is going to try something slightly different and come from almost a maybe not quite ASMR, but a kind of like keeping the voice calm and low to the point where you're like he's not going to get any. He's going to feel like he's not going to get shouted at if he makes a mistake.
Mm.
And kind of lull him into a sense of security to the point where he wants to follow directions but doesn't fear following directions.
Okay. What would you like to roll for this?
I think manipulation is the main one, and I mean, I don't have a dot in it because I'm trying to train for it, but I feel like empathy is
Interesting.
possibly that one.
That's good. It would be at a 7 because you don't have it.
And I would like you to use a willpower.
All right, just make sure it's marked off.
Yeah. So would you like me to roll that?
Mm-hmm. In some ways, it's a bit of a foregone conclusion because you are spending the willpower, but I want to see how successful this is.
It's cocked. Jesus. That's 5 successes total.
Damn. On a 7 difficulty. Well done.
I rolled 2 7s, an 8, and a 9.
Well done.
Oh wait, hang on. Did I roll extra? No, I rolled 4, 5.
So if you don't have empathy, you'd just be rolling your manipulation.
Yes, and I rolled 5 to. I might have rolled 1 extra
Okay.
4 successes.
Okay. That's still pretty damn good. I'd say that's more than cleared the bar. At first, they're a little, maybe not shouty, but stubborn, not wanting to be told to sit down. But you're not telling them to calm down, because nowhere ever in the history of telling anyone to calm down has anyone ever calmed down. But you can tell someone that's in a rage, not that he is one, just peaked, to sit down. And you're not screaming at them. It's more, take a seat. The tone catches them off guard. They were expecting to be berated to sit down. And at first they're taken aback by the energy that they were not expecting, maybe even hoped for initially. But a more comforting yet still commanding tone telling them to sit down gets them to acquiesce. And you're able to get them to talk a little bit about what's been eating at them, but you're able to cut them off whenever you want. You're able to just have them focus on other things if you would like to. And you can tell them, lose the tie, just midstream of consciousness. Little small commands, but soft. Little, well, like with makeup, little touches that over the course of it add up to a big result. Is there anything else you'd like to add to that before I transition this to the next part?
No, the chaotic Smoggles wants the aide to talk all about the downfall of the politician, but that's not. I think Ellie's able to control that urge.
We could make that a self-control roll if you'd like.
You know what? That sounds like a hoot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go with, what would make this fun? Would Ellie's conscience be playing into this? Or is it more of
I think it's I think it's controlling the urge.
Okay. What I'm asking is, you need a secondary skill to roll with this. So it's either going to be conscience or courage.
I'm not really sure how courage would play into that.
No, I'm going to
And not
say
self-control.
Well,
it's self-control plus.
Oh, okay.
either instinct or courage. Or sorry, either
You know
conscience
what?
or
We're going to do
courage.
this a little differently. I'm going to go with self-control and subterfuge.
Oh, good. I have 0 dots in subterfuge. This is going to be a great time.
So we'll be at a higher difficulty.
Trying to think if I should use a willpower now.
Did you use one earlier?
I did.
Okay. Well, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to adjudicate it.
I just want everyone to know I had a really panicked moment because a bug crawled across my screen, but it crawls across the screen on my camera window. So I thought there was a giant bug that just crawled across my wall, and that was terrifying. Okay, anyway, we're continuing.
Well, the fact that that happened and he didn't just jump out of your chair and through the window is, well, real life Smuggles had a self-control roll.
7
Mm-hmm.
is the roll. Okay. 3 successes.
Well
I had
done.
a 10 that I rolled again and got another success out of it.
So you managed to keep yourself from rattling his cage for more information. You keep it, well, a little like his haircut, high and tight. And assuming there's nothing else either one of you would want to add to these interactions, I'm going to move on to the next part of the scene, if that's okay. After the hour and a half or so of your interactions end, you are escorted back to the same room where you initially bumped into one another. Now, while I'll give you a moment to converse again in a moment, it's Ava's turn. What did we learn? Did you accomplish what you set out to do?
I did.
Yes.
I hear a question mark at the end of that.
Yes.
Better. Still learning, I see. And what else from the both of you? What are your takeaways?
You could say I'm now better disciplined.
I hope she was.
She was.
Good. Ellie?
Showing power does not mean always raising your voice.
Oh. We did learn something after all this evening. Good. It seems like both of you accomplished something. Before I let you go, anything you would ask? Good. Hold that thought. Because here's a more pressing question I want you to ask yourselves. What did you learn about yourself this evening? Don't answer me. In this instance, you have only yourselves to answer to. When you're ready, I'll have her show you out. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
What was that?
Good evening.
Better. Work on that. And she glides out. Now, you're not required to have a further interaction with one another, but I thought a nice compare and contrast after you've had your sessions would be an opportunity.
Did you have fun?
Joyous.
Well, you're still in one piece.
It's true. How
A little-
about yours?
I accomplished what I set out to. On a little tip, when talking with Ventru, especially elder ones, a quick, confident answer is what they're looking for always.
Yeah. I was told that on the way here. We all got something to learn. You hungry?
I don't think you and I have the same dietary restrictions.
You're right. Guess I'll go solo.
Don't be offended. Nobody eats with me.
I will say, if you are wanting to do that, if you want to take the offered olive branch and see where that goes, we can make that part of next week. It's up to you.
Not after Chris and last night. We are not at that point.
Okay.
I even ditch my friends when we go to the bar. So that's a big risk to go hunting with Ellie.
Fair enough. From here, do you go your separate ways or do you continue the conversation?
I'd like to carry it on for another minute or two.
Okay.
While we're here, Ellie, is there anything you want to ask?
About what? Your kind, or?
You were certainly digging for information earlier. Figure now's a chance. And again, don't be offended. I'm a bitch to most people.
What was DC like?
It was everything I'd aimed for.
Did you choose to become one of us?
I did.
You get to pick out who embraced you?
No, he picked out me. Bit of headhunting.
Clearly good at your job.
It comes with the family title.
He's still around?
Mm-hmm.
Does he help with finances?
Got a nice little nest egg, but now I'm on my own.
Do you like the idea of this job?
Real quick, Graham, is this considered like a safe space to be open about vampiric things, or should we still be like talking in code?
You'd want to be talking in code. It is
making sure.
You are alone.
But we're not at Elysium, so
You're not in Elysium, and you don't control the space.
I'm just thinking job in terms of.
Gotcha. Yeah. I just wanted for any other answers.
Everything you've said so far has been fairly mundane, but you do want to be sure of what you're saying and where you're saying it.
It's another option in a list of opportunities. What about you? Could you see yourself doing something like this on a regular basis?
Certainly more fun than I expected.
Is that what you learned about yourself?
I got a confirmation that knowledge is always very helpful.
It is indeed. Did you know that DC has a Nosferatu? Nope, not gonna.
Yep.
You can word it a different way.
Has people like me.
Your family is second in command in DC. I don't know if you knew that.
You think I should pack my things?
It's a competitive field.
Do you allow do you share your location?
Never.
Worth a shot.
Do you share yours?
Oh, never. That's such a silly thing to do. Who would trust this total stranger with their location?
Nope, I have no reason to. Ellie is hella sus. Kate knows that, but I have no reason to dig further into that, so I'm gonna let that one slide.
I think that little past pseudo barb, maybe slightly self-inflicted, is a good place to leave off for this scene. Unless there's anything else in particular you want to really get into. So I have 2 more things I'd like to get to before we sign off for the evening. All good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Artem and Cora. Now, you said you were going to be meeting at the big house. Was that correct? Okay. However, as I understand it, the desire was not to go hunting there, but to go somewhere else. Is that correct?
Right. It'll be similar to earlier when Chris kind of showed me the grounds and showed me where it was cool for us to hunt.
Mm-hmm. I did have something else in mind. Another location that's another forest that is not Wormslow. That where you could be a little more open about some things. You could be a little more yourself if that is desired. And the chance for larger game. Not just the, well, rodentia that tends to wander.
Mm-hmm. Where would that be then?
So there's a couple of places. Do you want to be more against the body of the Savannah River leading inland? Or do you want to be more sort of nestled in a much larger space that faces inward towards the marshlands?
I think, based on what I've heard, we want to avoid the marshlands for now.
Only if you want to go off on a boat towards the marshes, the
Okay.
islands that have no roads. There are
Okay.
places that have actual roads that you can get to.
Let's go with that one then.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Closer to crocodiles. Alligators.
Gators. Let me go to my notes really quick, just so I know exactly which one.
It's just like, oh, fuck.
Now the question is,
It'll be fine.
I'm assuming Artem's driving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You are heading towards Skidaway Island. It's part of some of the belt road that you can use to connect back to Wormslow at the end of the night if you would like to. It is a large, almost nature preserve, lush, verdant. And if I can get to my notes, that would be lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before I get into all of that, is there anything you'd wish to say to each other? A little bit of idle banter, or do you want to pick up at the forest?
So, before we get started, let's talk ground rules, huh?
Sure, right. It's good to know expectations.
We're walking into a fragile ecosystem. Our goal is to leave as little of a footprint as possible.
Ah, good. That's a proper mentality.
Similar to the one we adopt when we are hunting hide. Just don't think of them as disposable. There are some smaller things, rabbits, squirrels. Those die all the time. That's fine. But larger game. Control.
I didn't have a look at the back, but I take it we're not bringing any rifles or anything like that.
Nope,
How exactly is this going to work?
because Chris is
Looks
in the
back at
back
Chris,
seat.
yeah.
Well, I figured Chris and I could do a lot of the heavy lifting this time. This is more to see if you have a taste for what we do. If you do, then we can start investing in more gear training.
Speaking of which, she did bring you a spare pair of boots.
Cora will be putting those on during this conversation, then. Going with her, like, all her stuff is like tech fabric, the khaki cargo pants, and the shirt that you see like fishermen or hikers wear sometimes that has like the little overlapping piece of fabric on the backs with like ventilation portals, you know?
You're ready to go.
You know, I got out for hikes every once in a while. And sometimes when you're traveling so much, you need to get a little exercise.
Good.
Or at least I used to anyway.
That's good. Artem is wearing a t-shirt and jeans.
Yeah, I would say Chris is wearing a tank top with not even like running pants, but just like green sweatpants.
Cora also has like the like little like micro backpack with like the with two hiking poles strapped to the side of it. Which it will be sitting in the back with Chris at this point. If Chris were to look in there, there's like a couple of flares and one of those like silver like emergency blankets.
So this is sort of like immediately visible, or if she goes rooting through it. Like this is a closed bag, right? This isn't.
It's a closed bag, but I guess let's have the items, because it's more fun, be like tucked in the mesh pocket on the front.
Okay. Okay, if we get so fucked up that we can't do anything, none of that shit's gonna help.
What? What's she got?
The big tinfoil blanket. Road
Oh,
flare, real bad, by the way. Don't know.
yeah.
Doesn't matter. It helps to be prepared, right, for any situation.
Have
When
you?
you're with us, we're prepared.
You've gotten the whole like fire bad conversation before, right? Like that's not new.
In what context?
Okay, she doesn't know. Do you know how hot a road flare gets?
Oh, sure, very.
Yeah, keep that the fuck away from us. We touch that and we just.
Really?
Yeah, and out of character, Corey, your your hand starts to tingle, and that uncomfortable gets so hot it's cold for a second, and then it sort of scintillates off.
She'll do that thing where she kind of grips her hand for a second, goes, can't imagine the feeling.
Is there anything else you two want to ask or discuss before you get there?
This is somewhere we've been before?
No.
Not recently.
Oh, you have been?
I've gotten to explore a little bit.
Good.
Mostly.
Well, I'm excited. Thanks for taking me out. And thank you for the boots, by the way. They seem to fit well enough.
Okay, I gotta ask, have you ever killed anything before?
Well, this is the second time in as many nights as I've been asked that question.
Vega.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Fuck no.
The answer is no. Except perhaps a plant that I didn't take very good
Yeah,
care of.
that doesn't count. Artem said, preserve, conserve, all that. But if you find something small like a rabbit, there's you're either in or you're out. There's no half steps with that.
Yeah,
Well,
not much there.
I've been having to get used to a lot of new things, so I'm sure I'll be able to handle it.
If you can't, let us know. We'll leave as soon as you're uncomfortable.
But not
Thank
before
you.
I eat.
We will eat. Yes.
Okay. But yeah, we'll leave afterwards. Don't make
Okay,
the trip for
understood.
nothing. So there's no parking lot. You have to roll off the side of the road. How far off the road is up to you. Keep in mind, you took a rather particular car. You probably don't want to just shove it in the woods.
Yeah. We can find like an actual parking space. I know there's some of that
You'll have
in
to go
some of these
off
areas.
onto the grass and get as close to the trees as possible.
Yeah.
Maybe between some trees, but you might have to hunt for a proper gap that
Mhm.
isn't going to be a problem later. I'm
Yeah.
assuming that you are parked in such a way that you can drive forward out of it, not back out of it.
Yes. And he'll also probably give it a once over once he's parked just to make sure, you know.
Okay.
Don't want to double piss off Alden tonight.
Yeah, that's what you want. You can see in the back of the car, on occasion, as you've been getting closer, she is sort of using the full space in the back of the car to like stretch, like bring her knee close to her chest, like she's gonna just start for a full-on sprint in a moment. Clearly getting ready. Maybe this is something she was looking forward to without realizing it.
Mm-hmm.
Cora's gonna ask, do we need mosquito repellent? And then kind of laughs at the fact that she's asking that question about blood-sucking insect.
Have you
I
ever been bitten?
haven't noticed.
No, I mean, when was the last time you had any potassium? You're fine.
Okay.
So maybe that guy you ate last time. Who knows? Anyways, race you. And she's gonna take off. Not at a.
We don't have to race.
Cora had opened the door super quickly because she can't resist race. But when Artem says that, she'll slow herself.
I imagine it's race. No, no, no.
To an extent, I'm going to let Chris do what she wants as long as I kind of know where she is. But to Cora, I'm trying to like ease her into this. So I'm like, Dad, you can race if you want to, but we don't need to do that.
It's my instinct, but probably good to get a lay of the land. You're right.
Yes.
So, because this is very much a guided experience from Artem, I'm going to let him take the lead on how he goes about this. How he shows you what he does.
So, what's first?
First thing we do is we get the lay of the land. Basically, we're just going to walk forward for 2, 3, 400 meters. We're going to walk slowly. We're going to take in our surroundings. We're going to listen. And we're going to learn. As we're walking quietly, eventually, Artem will stop. He'll look at you. And he'll say, "Tell me about this place."
Ooh. So, I'm going to have you roll perception survival.
Cora's going to pause, look at him, kind of smile, then close her eyes and activate her heightened senses or turn them up.
Okay.
Good idea.
Um, and then open her eyes again and soak it all in.
So as you have your heightened senses activated, yes.
Should I make the same roll?
Sure.
Okay.
And
However,
what
hers will be at a
is-
lower. Well, actually, do you have survival?
Ooh,
Me?
let's find out.
Cora, we'll start with her first, and then we'll get to you.
I say, of course I do.
Cora does not have survival.
Okay, so that's going to be starting at a 7, but I believe it's reduced by 2 with heightened senses. So it should be at a 5. Let's see.
This is a good roll.
I have to find
Oh, shit, this is a 10.
my pages.
No. Oh.
So I'm starting in the wrong part of the book, that's why. Yeah, for you, because you have 2 dice in, or 2 dots in aspects. Yep. So that will lower it by 2.
Excellent.
Actually, but you tell me, this will be perception, but how are you trying to perceive the area? Are you trying to look at it from a survival perspective, or are you just treating it as alertness? You're just trying to spot what's around you. Or are you trying to look a little bit behind the curtain?
Cora can't resist that option.
Is that Cora or you?
Well, we put a little bit of ourselves into our characters, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, I think that's what she wants to do.
Okay.
So like a perception awareness is what we're doing?
Yes, which would be a 6. Actually, would be a 7 because you are in very unfamiliar territory. And but it's down by 2, so we'll put it at 5.
Okay.
I will remind you, if you want to spend willpower, you have to do it before you roll.
Indeed. You know
Before
what?
before you
Yes.
tell me what you're going to do, I'm going to look over at Artem. What are you trying to roll?
I'm trying to roll basically to see what animals are in this area
So
that we can snack on.
Okay. So let's go with perception alertness for you.
Okay.
You're not used to the area, but this is something you're very used to doing, so I will put you at a 5.
Okay. Oh. Well, in that case, I rolled 6 successes.
Okay, we'll get back to that in a second. Let's go to Cora.
That's excellent. I will go ahead and use willpower.
Okay, just be sure to mark it down.
Okay, with the the willpower, that's 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. All right. Artem, as you have perceived all of reality, it seems, with that roll, the big brain moment.
I'm observing the situation from multiple perspectives.
Artem
I
is
know
now aware that
everything
he has a
scene
character
from
sheet.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
You close your eyes, are able to keen in on different smells, different sounds. The first thing you realize that there is no wolf scent, or at least nothing fresh, and no other wolf scent while you're at it.
So we're safe.
Well, let's not get
Ish.
ahead of ourselves. You can almost, in your mind's eye, know exactly where Chris is in relation to where you are. If you know what proprioception is, the body awareness, you can close your eyes, you can touch your nose without having to see what you're doing. You are aware of everything connected to you. Imagine if that sort of EM field extended beyond you. You are elementally aware of Chris on a nightly basis as it is. You're almost keyed into her right now. You know she's nearby. She's found a rabbit. And she is already sated. You can tell by the slight shift that she is not just lobbing it aside. She is carefully putting it back down in a respectful fashion. It is not on a pathway as much as she may have clued in some other animal tracks, small, something like a coyote, intentionally putting this in its path for it to be scavenged later. And you can tell the slight shift in footsteps of her knowing where you are and beginning to reconvene. There is a larger animal, not quite full elk, but a larger deer, that if you wanted to go and stalk that, you absolutely could. And based on the smell and the distant step, you can tell that it's healthy. For Cora, because you wanted to see something not so mundane, you see a little bit of fireflies dancing in front of you. Little distant twinkling yellow lights. But there is something that seems off about it. As it flits and moves, you notice 2 dots stay completely static. It is not part of the nebula of flitting lights. It is somewhere behind it. And as the cloud begins to shift and disperse, you notice that they are yellow, almost glowing eyes fixed on you and Artem. The bare bit of shape silhouetted by a little bit of moonlight. Thank you, Sam.
That was nice.
The shape is indistinct. Humanoid, but indistinct. As if the concept of humanoid applies, but there is no distinction to any feature. And you start to see it shift. Head, at least you think that's the head, looming forward, drawing the eyes downward, the shape of something about to run, not away, but at you.
Hmm.
We're going to cut the scene there. We're going to roll into our last scene for the evening. The door of the freight car is slammed shut, leaving Tabitha in darkness and her sire's unnervingly over-articulated arms. But perhaps more importantly, Tabby is left with her thoughts as the train begins to churn itself to life and lurch into something resembling forward momentum. What is on your mind? Do your thoughts linger on anyone or anything as you begin to leave Chatham County? You're muted.
Linger quite a bit on everyone that she's met so far. A lot feels unfinished. It felt like things were building, relationships were strengthening, and Tabby might have been able to prove herself more thoroughly in the upcoming heist. That said, she is only mainly sad for those that she is leaving behind. There is a sadness, there is a contentment and a happiness with her leaving. She is very more happy than she could say to know that Angel is alive and to be with her again. But with each of the coterie members, she thinks of Ellie and of the kind of partnership that they were forming. Ellie seemed to be rebuilding walls there at the end. And if Tabby didn't know any better, it was because that way it wouldn't hurt so much. Tabby very much looked up to Ellie as the capable one, and was vastly unaware of a lot of the animosity between Ellie and the rest of the group, because she saw them in context of being like herself. She thinks of Artem, how kind and sure of himself he is, and of how they never got an outing. The hunt was nearly up, and so close. And despite that, Tabby is very sure that Artem will be all right. Of the group, as far as she's aware, he seems the most most sure in himself and what he is and what he does. And the fact that the very first thing that he was given upon arriving the same time as her was being in charge of another person meant something, of obviously a difficult task, but it's like, all right, you're here and now you're a manager. And it showed that it was a level of strength seen in him by his superiors, and she would happily hunt with him someday. With Kate, Kate was very similar to Artem, with different very different powers in a metaphorical, also literal sense.
Presentation.
Artem seemed
Different presentation.
different presentation. Artem felt master in the woods and in his physical presence, and Kate felt master in everything that would have to do with being a person of importance. And Tabby was always in awe of, has always been in awe of her. Hello, I am in charge. And those who don't consider me in charge just aren't aware yet. And Tabby was always very intimidated by her.
It is appropriate, your choice of words, because the first level of presence is awe.
With Poppy, Tabby in life and death had never known, except for one previous scenario with back in Louisville before the attack, had never been part of the popular group. And while that one definitely went sour, this was another situation where, at least so far, it was like the coolest person in school walks up and calls you bestie. And there's something invigorating and powerful about that, even if you don't consider yourself on the same level of anything. It's just like, wow, I'm people like them, or at least they are taking the time to cater to me as such. And she felt included. And Cora was the first one who saw Tabby sitting on the gazebo and was like, hey, you all right? And even if those weren't the exact words, it was perhaps the most human immediately she felt treated since getting to Savannah. And be something as simple as driving lessons was again a very humanizing moment for her. And the fact that they had a few interactions and became the gazebos, the gazebos, she will miss that. And she will probably text not too frequently, but will text enough, certainly if reached out to. She also thinks of Max and how cool he probably was. And he at least was another nice person. But she thought it was useful for her own well-being to see people succeed and people fail. And she failed many times and likely will continue to. But the gazebos are built for success. And she knows they'll all be all right.
I will give everyone a little bit of room for final thoughts. This won't be the ones for the evening, just a way to respond to Tabby and Tara stepping away. So let's, whoever would like to go first.
So, Cora, I think, as Tabby steps away, getting that message that she's leaving, she sort of hopes that curse of hers will let her have some of those interactions again. the driving lessons, or that moment in the gazebo, so that it's not a true goodbye for her. And me, as the player, will hold you to those text messages, Tara. You gotta let us know how Tabby is doing wherever she winds up.
Thank you. Who's next?
I'll go. Tabby got to take a piece of Kate with her. And so Kate hopes that that will be a reminder of the conversations we had. That with Angel by your side now, you'll always have that external confidence when you don't feel it yourself. And if you need to put the sweatshirt back on, get a little boost of those conversations Kate had with you, that's another external piece of confidence until you can feel it within yourself.
Who's up?
Ellie felt like they were keeping a lot of people at a distance, and the only other really person they felt close to was Lila, because that was kind of out of necessity in a lot of ways. And Tabby became the first person who was not... It never felt like anything Tabby said had a double meaning. And it felt like someone who was honest, and therefore sometimes to a fault, but also it meant that Ellie never felt like they really had a need to be dishonest about Tabby. And I think the timing couldn't have been worse for Ellie, because they only realized that Tabby was a true friend about 12 hours before they left. And that ship in a bottle is going directly next to Ellie's, which has now been taken out of its storage, dusted off, and placed on an actual position of display.
It is appropriate that it represents two ships passing each other in the night.
Sure does.
Thank you. Artem.
Artem, ever since his embrace, has had a very clear idea of what family is. It began as two women in a forest. Chris has sort of wormed her way in there as well. It's sort of a, sort of a situation that he didn't necessarily choose, but he's starting to like her and he's starting to accept her in there. Tabby is the first person that he invited. And he's started to think about what that actually means. He's sad they didn't get to go on their hunt. He wishes her the best. And he's wondering if there's anyone else in this city who might want to join him in his forest.
I think that is a beautifully poignant moment to leave off on. Thank you. And thank all of you for watching and or listening. We'll see you next week, folks. Have a good night.